For decades, the public conversation about unidentified flying objects was dominated by grainy, out-of-focus photographs of hubcaps tossed in the air. Today, we are looking at precision sensor locks from advanced military aircraft. In May of 2026, the United States government initiated a rolling release of declassified documents known as Project Pursue, the Presidential Unsealing and Reporting System for UAP encounters. This data release resulted from a direct presidential directive to make thousands of previously classified files accessible to the public. These archives contain raw official records collected and vetted by the U.S. Department of Defense, spanning from the 1940s to recent months. For nearly 70 years, military pilots who reported strange objects in the sky often faced ridicule or saw their reports buried by institutional stigma. Now, the defense establishment is explicitly acknowledging that its best personnel are encountering things they simply cannot identify. With thousands of raw files now available on a public government database, the focus shifts toward filtering reality from the background noise. To tackle this influx of information, the Pentagon established the All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, which works alongside independent study teams at NASA to apply rigorous scientific scrutiny to every report. When pouring thousands of reports into an analytical funnel, the vast majority filter into bins for mundane objects like weather balloons and drones. Investigators also demand cross-verification. If a pilot sees an object, but radar and infrared show nothing, the case is closed. This strict methodology cleanly resolves the lion's share of historical sightings, including the bulk of the 12,000 cases investigated after World War II under Project Blue Book. But then there is the remainder. A tiny fraction of cases pass completely through the filter. These are incidents where an object is simultaneously tracked on radar, recorded on thermal cameras, and visually confirmed by trained pilots, yet still defies physical explanation. Assuming that all unidentified phenomena are weather balloons simply because most of them are, is a statistical error. The real scientific value of Project Pursue is finally getting our hands on the verified, unexplained residue. To understand what that residue looks like, we have to look at cases like the 2004 incident involving the USS Nimitz carrier strike group off the coast of California. During a training exercise, Commander David Fravor moved in to inspect an anomalous radar return. He reported seeing a smooth, white object shaped like a tic-tac, roughly 40 feet long, hovering with no visible wings, rotors, or exhaust plumes. Here is a visualization of the radar telemetry. A typical fighter jet requires a steady, sloping glide path to descend. The object tracked by the Nimitz was recorded dropping from 80,000 feet, plummeting to sea level in seconds. The new 2026 files show this is not an isolated event. Newly declassified FLIR footage captures 4 distinct unidentified objects holding a tight formation over water near Iran in 2022, displaying flight characteristics that baffle aerospace engineers. The documents also detail a pattern. These unexplained targets frequently swarm in the airspace directly above highly sensitive military installations and nuclear facilities, and the interactions are escalating beyond mere observation. The files include accounts of a U.S. fighter jet physically engaging and shooting down an unidentified target over Lake Huron. These overlapping sensor logs and visual accounts describe physical objects moving in ways that operate outside our standard models of aerodynamics and propulsion. Before jumping to science fiction, it's necessary to look at what the official reports actually conclude. Both NASA and AARO have stated clearly that there is zero conclusive evidence linking these objects to extraterrestrial life. If they aren't alien, we are left with 2 highly significant possibilities. Either a foreign adversary has developed aerospace technology generations ahead of the United States, or we are witnessing entirely undiscovered natural phenomena. Either of those answers requires immediate, serious attention. This realization effectively moves the UAP discussion out of the realm of fringe internet forums and places it at the center of national security and scientific inquiry. That is the explicit philosophy driving Project Pursue. By declassifying these files, the government is attempting to establish transparency without inducing panic, pivoting toward an open-source approach to UAP research. Solving a problem of this scale requires analyzing massive amounts of atmospheric data. Investigators are recommending a modern approach that leverages artificial intelligence, enlists citizen scientists, and deploys standardized multi-sensor tracking arrays to catch anomalies in real time. By legitimizing these questions with official data, Project Pursue invites the scientific community and the public to investigate the real mysteries remaining in our skies.